Welcome, Queen. Was your neighborhood filled with noise last night? Mine was. As people celebrated the 4th of July, black cats and bombers and other fireworks literally went off continuously for over 5 hours. And it got me to thinking how we can say we want more, but then our decisions show something else, especially when it comes to our finances. That's why I'm going to be exposing the internal conflict keeping many people from more. That way, you can have the opportunity to identify whether or not you have it in your life. So if you have everything you want in your life, today's life lesson session isn't for you. For everyone else, when you think about having more, what comes to mind? Is it joy, peace, love, relationships, respect, money, health, security? What exactly comes to your mind when you think about having more? Pause the video if you need to, because I need you to be clear on what it means for you to have more. Because if you're not clear on what more looks like for you, then it's going to be quite challenging, in fact, next to impossible, for you to identify if you have the internal conflict that I'm going to be exposing today. Because at the end, I'm going to challenge you by asking you one simple question. And you will have to be able to answer that question honestly to assess whether or not you have this internal conflict. Now, if you find this too challenging to do on your own, that's okay. You're not alone. You can book a discovery call, and I can partner with you to assist you and equip you to get clear on whether or not you have the internal conflict I'm going to be sharing with you today. All you have to do is look in the description box and you will find the link to book your discovery call today. You will also see a link in the description for my Confident Communication Conversations resource. And I invite you to download it, because when you're clear on what you want to say and clear on what's important to say, you can say it in a confident way. Now, as it relates to the internal conflict that I'm going to be sharing with you today, if you say you want more, there may be a problem. I say this with confidence that this internal conflict, if you have it, it is impacting you every second of the day. And you just may not know it because you may be unaware of it. That's why I want to expose it today. Because it could be, like I said, preventing you from having more, holding you hostage from having more, and keeping you blind to the fact that more is available. But because you have this internal conflict, it is showing up as an immovable, invisible wall that's keeping you trapped in your current state. Now, because I know life is composed of many different areas, I'm going to share with you six questions that I'm going to need you to answer, or that I invite you to answer, to determine whether or not you have this internal conflict showing up as this immovable, invisible wall of concrete. So, question number one, I wrote them down. Here they are. Number one, mentally. Mentally, do you find yourself regularly thinking thoughts that are negative, thoughts that are discouraging, thoughts that are pessimistic about your life? Number two, emotionally, do you regularly feel depressed, frustrated, or angry about where you currently find yourself in your life? That was number two. Number three, financially. Financially, do you worry or believe you don't have enough money? Do you say you're poor or broke? Or do you fear being homeless due to what you see you have available to pay your bills and to provide a living for yourself? Number four, socially. Socially, do you feel no one understands you, that you don't fit in, or that everyone is out to get you? Number 5, relationally. Relationally, do you attract users, manipulators, abusers, or other toxic people in your life? Number 6, last one, physically. Do you find yourself saying you want to improve your health, but then you don't follow through with the actions required to do so? Don't limit this to just losing weight. It can be losing weight, but that is not the full scope of being healthy. So those are the 6. If you need to, stop the video, go back, rewind, re-listen to the questions that I asked. Here's the thing. If you answered yes to any of those 6 questions, or you could not give a confident no to any of those 6 questions, then you have, more likely than not, this internal conflict that I'm going to share with you. Before I share it with you, let me share this. Sometimes we miss or dismiss what's tripping us up because we are thinking that it's a giant and it's a grasshopper. Sometimes we miss or dismiss what's tripping us up because it doesn't look like what we think it is. Now that I've said that, simply put, thinking. I know, hold on though, hold on. Hear me out. Hear me out. I know, but hear me out. Because your thinking impacts your belief system. And from that belief system, you make decisions, and those decisions create the results that are producing the life you are currently living today. And understand, this does not have to be something big. You eat an elephant one bite at a time, they say. So here's my call to action for you. What action are you willing to take to change your life? What decision are you willing to make today to change your life? What I'm asking you here is, what are you going to do differently? How are you going to think differently? What change? Because see, if nothing changes, nothing changes. So if you don't decide that you're going to make a change, then your life will remain the same. So I'm asking you, are you willing to commit to do one thing differently that is going to change that area that you identified is a problem area? Now, if you say, I'm not sure of the one thing that I should do or that I can do today to start making changes in that area, then again, I invite you to schedule a discovery call. Let's work through that together. Because I want you to know this. I want you to know this. You do not have to make drastic changes overnight to change your life. There is a such thing as the compound effect, meaning that you can make one small change, and that one small change repeated over time has a compound effect, just like interest does with your money. When your money is accumulating interest, it may not accumulate much in that first day, depending on what the interest rate is, but over time, when you leave it there or you continually invest and that interest just keeps compounding, then the money grows, or your money would grow in that situation. The same thing can be said for our decisions. Sometimes there is one decision or maybe several decisions that we need to change, but if we just start with one, we will see results that transform our lives for the better. Because here it is. Your thoughts are intangible, yet powerful enough to produce tangible results. So if you say you want more, but there's an area in your life that shows lack, then there's an area in your life where your thoughts don't align with your actions. So you must check your thoughts to transform your life. As always, I'm Coach Sam telling you that 24 hours doesn't seem long, but in 24 hours, you can change your life. So go ahead and do something life changing now.